All right, guys, I wanted to explain this activity. So if you go to slide 39 to 42 of your keynote, this is where you can put your real world angles example. So I already did this activity and kind of showed you my expectations. So the expectation is that you're uploading pictures of acute angles in the real world. It could be outside, it could be anywhere in your house. And I put these in Notability and drew, like, if it wasn't obvious, which most of these should be, but if you have stuff going on in the background and whatever, then it might not be as obvious. So I went ahead and took this on Notability, and you can do this in markup as well with photos. And I labeled the angle that I saw or observed was being acute, and you'll upload one for each example. Make sure that the angle is actually in frame. I did have a different example, but when I uploaded it, it didn't fit in the frame. It was like the angle was down here, so I had to redo a couple. So just make sure that the angle is in frame. I want to challenge you to try and complete all of these, because you'd be surprised at how many angles you can find in your day-to-day life. And I do want to heed a warning to you that if you have any rounded edges, that those are not angles. Angles come to a point and they form an arc. So if you have any curvature, then that's not going to count towards an angle. Okay, so acute angles again are less than 90 degrees or less than the corners of a piece of paper. And so these two are acute. Right angles, this one's kind of shaky, and really this is a right angle. It looks a little obtuse because it's my bathroom mat and it kind of gets a little squished. And then this is a right angle as well on my gym bag. Obtuse angles, again, are larger than 90 degrees, so they're going to be larger than the corner of a piece of paper. So like this is a trapezoid shape because it has a set of parallel lines. These are not parallel, they would intersect if you extend those two lines out down here. And a trapezoid has two obtuse angles and two acute angles. So that would be an obtuse. And then a straight angle is a straight line. We don't really think of them as angles, but they do represent, that's why I do this arc right here, they do represent a full 180 degrees. So if I put two 90-degree angles together, that's where you would get those perpendicular lines. And this, if I add 90 and 90, it makes a full 180. Okay, and then I also found some parallel lines, so I decided to label those as well. And another good way to think about straight angles that I always try to incorporate is if you're facing one way, if I'm facing this way and I turn and I face the other direction, I've turned 180 degrees. So you'll see this in like TikTok videos and stuff where they're talking about I did a full 180. That's what they're talking about, going this when you're turning. It also connects with like skateboarding and bike tricks and stuff like that. If they're making a 180 turn and trying to get points, then this is kind of the turn that they're looking for. Whereas if they're looking for a full, if they're saying, oh, he did a 360, well, 180 plus 180 is 360. So 360 degrees are the total amount of degrees in a circle. So a little fun fact for you there. But I want to challenge you to attempt to fill up all of these slides, take it into Notability, take it into markup, and label the angles that you're seeing so that they're obvious for everyone. Choose a bright color, don't choose something like black. And I can't wait to see what you come up with.